Dale Not Dale Podcast.
What's up, Vonnie?
Hello.
Why are you reading your phone already?
Nah, man. Dude, I'm glad you're back.
I am back.
You are back.
It's safe to say we're back.
No.
I just said it wrong. How do you say it?
No. Now, how I would say it, I would be like something like, hey, Dale, we're back.
Hey, I don't know if you see what we got on. Check these out.
Dude, this is...
So, I know I'm a child. My number's 69. But I had this company hit us up. They hit me up. They want to make me a custom jersey. I'm like, okay, I'll take it if you give me two. We went back and forth, and they finally gave me two.
How much did we pay?
Nothing.
No,
they're free. Dude. So
and free shipping.
Yeah. But it says D&D Pod. I got my number on there. That was my grandma's favorite number, so I picked 69. And then I've got our Dale Not Dale podcast logo. These things seem like sweet.
Dude, they really did. I was honestly thinking they were going to be like, made out of origami or paper mache.
Yeah, I didn't know.
It's good material.
Dude, this is actually patched.
Yeah.
So that's all. I was waiting.
Legit.
Mine says Dale on the back. Yours says Not Dale.
Mine says Not Dale. It's number 11. And then number 1 in your heart, number 1 in your mind.
Okay.
And yours is 69. Because that's not childish.
Crystal texts me. She's like, really, you got 69? I'm like, what?
Dude, that's so...
What do you expect?
Magnus wanted 420.
Oh, yeah. He would.
Golly, it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, with a neck like that?
Oh, with a neck like that. Can't tell if you're a lumberjack or an actual tree.
No kidding, man. Jesus. You get your new box Good Ranchers in yet?
I did not.
You didn't?
Not yet.
I told him I want a few different kind of steaks this time. I want some ribeyes, and I want some of those flat iron steaks because summertime's here. I'm ready to start grilling.
Dude,
It's getting hot outside.
I'm not going to lie to you. I cooked some ribeyes the other day.
Yeah?
And you know how like you're cooking and you like kind of forget?
Yeah.
So I had...
So you made jerky?
No. It actually turned out it might be a new way. I normally reverse sear steaks.
Yep.
And, I smoke them a little bit and then get them kind of smoky and then just hit them with real high heat. So I turned it on real high heat and I kind of forgot, like, I didn't smoke them at all. And then I just threw them on, put it at like 505 degrees. And it was in there for like 6 or 7 minutes. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
We're good?
Yeah. I'm not ever going to reverse sear them again.
Yeah. Well, I think it goes more to show how good the steaks are. So
you ain't lying.
If you want some great all-American meat, go to goodranchers.com. Use our code DNDPod. Cool thing is for May, that code now gives you $30 off.
$30 off, DND Pod.
At goodranchers.com.
At goodranchers.com.
So make sure you go try their steaks. Man, their stuff is great.
We can't say that enough.
I know. Hey, the cool thing about them, too? I wanted to let everybody know this one thing that I guess doesn't get shared enough. You see on their website, and they donate 10 meals for every box sold.
Yeah.
So they are a very charitable group.
Yep.
Company that's Patriot company made they get stuff only from ranches in the United States that they control. They get their meat cut and packaged a certain way. They're very particular how they want that. But the cool thing is they do give back. So use our code DNDPod at goodranch.com. It gives us, it helps us out because they're our sponsor. Mm-hmm. But also you're helping out people, that are in need.
Absolutely. And there's many of those. All you got to do is look around.
Yeah, ain't no doubt. So make sure you go to goodranch.com. Check this stuff out. Take advantage of the $30 off. Plus, I'm sure you can. I guess you can stack this. They always got something going on there.
There's a lot going on. I know. I wonder if can you stack them? I don't know.
Just ask.
We could ask.
Tell them Uncle Dale said. Call the customer service.
Yeah, and then if they don't answer, text them.
Yeah, I'll give y'all Vaughn's number.
No, nobody wants to talk about me and meat.
Oh man. Hey, real quick. Also, I don't know if you've seen this. So we have a new sponsor joining in the mix.
Dun, dun, dun.
So they have these guys from True Wild. They have we've teamed up with them, and these guys have they got some no nonsense supplements. They're from the West Coast. I got hooked up with them a while back personally. Mm-hmm. Since then, they've wanted to get into the podcast game, so they got me and Vaughn hooked up. I brought some stuff over for you, Vaughn. One of my favorite things, like I'm active in the gym, so I like having the motion. This is their their pre-workout. This is a raspberry coconut.
Oh my gosh,
delicious.
That's a good mix, raspberry and coconut.
And then I have the hydrate, which I take after I work out. Or you can drink this all day.
I've had that before.
The passion fruit guava. Good. And then you've had the other one that we got sent to Arizona at the time. Remember, he sent us a special package.
It's really
with
good.
That one flavor.
It actually is good.
Yeah. So this is something new. I haven't got this yet. Some adaptogens and some nitric beets, which is for endurance, VO2 max circulation, which that's like another thing for pre-workout. So man, they got some cool stuff. So these guys have teamed up with us. We have a code as well at throught.com, which is
D&D Pod.
D&D Pod. So use that code. It'll give you, I believe it's 20% off. And
it is.
One of the coolest things about them, no lie, their prices are really good.
Yeah.
Because the supplement market is crazy. But these guys, Zach, that I became buddies with, one of the owners, they're real big into it. Man, this guy's, he's a big health nut. Into making good supplements. Wants them to be affordable. Which is it's tough to find out there for supplements. I don't know if I buy a lot of supplements, and man, they are not cheap.
No,
and you don't know what you're going to get. This stuff actually tastes really good. They also have a greens product, which I know sounds weird, but it is cucumber mint flavored greens. Superfood.
I love cucumber. I love mint.
Dude, you ever had them together? They're delicious.
I'm about to.
You're going to.
I'm about to.
Yep, raw fiber mixed greens. So. Like I said, man, these guys at True Wild, these guys have teamed up with the D&D Pod, and so we are excited for them to be a part of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of their taglines is Trailblazers of no nonsense, 100% all natural supplements designed for athletes, made for everyone. Fuel your adventure. So they're not loaded with a bunch of artificial flavorings and things like that. So these guys have really good, clean supplements. Great price. On top of that, use our code D&D Pod, get 20% off.
D&D Pod.
It's a good deal.
It really is.
TrueWild.com. So make sure you go check them out, man. They'll be a part of this. Like I said, man, we're looking up to team with people that we would use and we like. That's why Good Rancher has been so good to us. It's something that we love. We love their product. True Wild is the stuff that I've been using. I've got Vaughn, his stuff here, so he's going to start taking it as well. So make sure you go check him out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited for this episode, man.
I am too. Well, one thing I was thinking about in my mind I wanted to bring up. Something happened today.
What was that?
I realized the amount of dumb crap that's out there to buy. So I'm in the bathroom this morning.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, I see my wife, Lindsay. She walks out, and it looks like she has two wristbands, like little fluffy wristbands. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, God, those are workout bands.
Slap bracelets?
Like, what are you doing? Like, you're working, you use wristbands to go to work out? Oh, no. You know what they are?
What?
They are water catchers. So when she washes her face, the water doesn't drip down her arm.
Wow.
I
don't like that either.
This is the life that I'm a part of. And I'm getting drug into it whether I like it or not.
Does she have any? Dude, I'm telling you right now, I don't like water running down my elbows either.
Okay, use a towel.
I know, but it's too late.
Dude, come on.
If you catch them at your wrist.
No, this
is genius.
Okay, you look like an idiot. I mean, flat out. I know there's probably not a lot of people in your bathroom with you, but the same thing is there people that are going to think you're an idiot because I'm going to say it.
Oh, man. I got to ask you about this when I get done.
No, honestly, I'm embarrassed about it. I haven't gotten over it. We're in a little kerfuffle right now.
I was wondering what Magnus was wearing.
Dude, and no shirt on again. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to Chelsea about this.
Yeah, something's not right.
Oh.
God. Get a spoon.
Never seen to do with four nipples.
He says they taste like butterscotch.
He's like, I'm a producer. I can cut this out if I want to. So he's got control.
He does.
Yeah. So, man, we're excited about this one. We got Mr. Draculino.
Draculino.
I would say his real name, but I can't pronounce it. He is from Brazil. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu legend.
A full-blown legend.
Like, this dude is I don't know how many degrees of black belt he is, honestly, but I mean, any degree, you're a badass. But this guy's like taught a bunch. I don't know how many. I mean, there's so many questions we can ask this guy.
Yeah.
But Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a big deal. I mean, since UFC, Royce Gracie, like, he really made that big, obviously. I've got friends that train. I don't know if you have any friends that train, but dude, it's almost like the CrossFit world. Like, if you do CrossFit, you talk about it a lot. If you do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you talk about it a lot.
Yep.
I'm about to do both, so I'm gonna be.
There you go.
That's all I do.
Yeah, you're a CrossFit and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and guy.
Then I'm gonna get Brazilian butt waxed.
Oh, dude, I actually did that before.
You did?
I did. Yeah.
Was that awesome?
I mean, it's
hurt?
about what you would think.
Did it hurt?
No.
It did?
No.
Maybe we should do it for the podcast.
Live.
Oh. Magnus, get the cameras ready.
Did you imagine Magnus getting one live?
Oh, I get to do it.
My God, it'd have to be it'd have to be outside. Yeah.
He's saying
they're gonna pull up with lawnmowers.
oh.
Gotta trim the hedges.
Yeah, no kidding. So we got Draculino from Gracie Barra Jiu-Jitsu.
Yep.
Dude's he's a legend, man. Like I said, I'm curious to know more about him, more about his industry, what he does. It's definitely something that's intriguing. It's like taken over the world for years, but I feel like it's just, man, every time I see somebody online, I got friends from back home, friends here that trained that you just didn't know.
Yeah. This is like, if I were to do a comparison, you've got Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu just came like, I mean, it's taken over the world, right?
Yep.
But it's really cool to see these are the people that were not the originators, but the old school guys.
He trained from the original guys.
Yeah.
Like, he got trained by the Gracies.
Yeah.
Who were known to be put, like he said, they put Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu on the map.
Yeah.
So
this is like we're interviewing Ben Hogan for golf.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's one of the originators. I guess let's say originator, but he's one of the guys that learned from the founding fathers of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. So when he gets in here, we're gonna jump on his back and see what he knows.
Dude, I'm gonna get a bat. He's not a big guy, but I bet he could take us.
I can't. You can take one of us, that's for sure. I'm telling you, I'll run away.
Oh man. So so let's get the music started. We're gonna get Draculino in here. Cool thing is we have him live.
Yep.
So he will be in studio with us, and we got so many questions, man. I'm excited to learn more about this.
For sure. Let's get him in.
All right.
Uncle Dale and Vaughn with stories to unfold. So sit back, relax, and behold. We discussing life and all its ups and downs. Tune in from your side of town. Talking pop cultures, movies, and TV shows. Giving the thoughts and much more. This shit is style, clothes, and gadgets galore. Keeping you entertained, you'll be begging for more. Cause we gon' laugh and hey, maybe even crying. But one thing's for sure, you'll be smiling. Cause Uncle Dale and Vaughn are at your side. So come along, join, and let's ride.
They bring the heat, and the guests are supreme. They ain't just a duo.
All right, we are on the air.
Yes, we are.
We got a special guest, Mr. Draculino.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, man?
Good, man. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Glad you guys invited me.
Yeah, no, man. Like I said, I got a friend that goes to your that trains underneath you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to get you in. One, it's such a for those of you don't know, Draculino runs a Gracie Bar
Jiu-Jitsu.
Gracie Bar's Jiu-Jitsu over here in our area. And Warren said you're a certified badass. That's what he said.
In the good old days.
Good old days.
Dale and I were planning on tackling you when you got here.
Yeah, I was gonna hide behind there and sneak attack you. See if
That's a good time. My back is not really well.
damn.
That'll be a good time. You missed it.
Man, I feel like
should have.
I feel like I was still lost.
I know. Yeah, I would have just lost quicker. I mean, lost a little slower.
Maybe some of you guys, one of you guys, are gonna get choked. But I mean, You probably take me down for sure.
Magnus was actually saying that he knew he could take you. So.
You know, like whatever you guys give me, I'm a good customer.
Yeah.
Whoever's neck is close to me, I'll choke you, no problem.
I'll take you down. At least Chuck Vaughn out.
No, I can't. I can't. My neck is nimble.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
I guess that's the crazy thing about jiu-jitsu nowadays. You never know what normal guy walking around is a badass black belt, right?
I think that honestly, man, we're all animals. And I mean, you see I'm a small guy, small frame, always was, always smaller in the room. And believe it or not, man, I mean, I didn't get a lot of trouble coming to me like often. Like normally when a situation happens, I think we're all animals. You kind of feel the energy.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm confident.
Yeah.
I'm not cocky or arrogant, but I'm confident that I can handle myself in a trivial situation. So when things escalate a little bit, I think the way that you portray and the way that you talk and the way that you look at the person, we all feel the energy. It's like, what's wrong with this little guy?
Yeah.
Maybe
crazy.
not. You know? So I don't get in a lot of trouble. Never got because of my size or anything. But some people, they do like, you know, like they could do like that at any time. And it's better not.
Yeah.
You know, but that's a beautiful martial arts because I think, you know, beating people up or getting beat doesn't really matter. I think like it changes your life for you to be confident.
Right.
Like people live plainly because they're confident.
Yep.
You know, and living in fear, man, is not living, you know? I mean, I'm not saying that you're Superman, but I mean, you're confident. You just get more confident to go to a business meeting, to talk to somebody important and not being like oppressed or feel like diminished. You know, you just go to an environment and talk to people looking in the eye in the same level, not scared, not oppressed. You know, that's the beauty of the whole thing. That's what I love to see people that step into our schools, barely talking, not looking people in the eye, shy, you know, they change. Like even their body posture, it seems like they open up, they talk, they start to get girlfriends. You know what I mean? Like it changes their lives in a way that this is the cool thing. You know what I mean? That's the best thing that happens. Not if they get skills to beat people up. That's just...
It's just a lot. Yeah. It's a lifestyle though, really.
Yeah, it doesn't... This is just like... Nowadays, man, you cannot beat people up. You beat people up, you go to jail, they sue you. It's not like when I grew up. In Brazil especially, you know.
So where'd you grow up? You grew up in
Rio.
Rio?
Rio, yeah, Rio's my hometown, yeah.
Dang. So when'd you come to the United States?
I moved here in 2008 with my whole family. I always came here since, I would say since 1995 to either compete, to fight, or to teach seminars. So pretty much I would be in the U.S. like 2-3 times a year, every year. And it was something in my head, like I always liked the country here a lot. I mean, I really like the way that you guys reward hard and honest work. You know, like this is really cool. Like if you work hard and with honesty, you make it.
Yeah.
And I saw this in all fields. I started to notice this, not in my field, but everybody, you know, with everybody. I would see people actually making it. And I was doing good in Brazil. I had a big school there. I still have. My school there is going to be, in 2 years, that's going to be 30-year anniversary of my Jiu-Jitsu school in Brazil. Yeah. And I wanted to expand my horizons, you know. Like my kids, like my daughter was 13, my son was 10. So we're kind of like, man, I always wanted to go, but it's now or never kind of thing, you know? Like you have a teenager girl that passes 14. It's hard to take her out of her element. Very hard. And my son, that 10-year-old, and the boy wasn't a big problem. I was more worried about my girl. And she was already, no, I don't want to go, and this and that, my friends, and this and that. Long story short, we decided as a family, we moved here January 2008. So it's a little over 15 years there. We are living in this amazing country of the United States of America. So we're all citizens now, proud citizens, and our proud citizen of League City, Texas.
There you go. God's country. God's country.
I love it here, man. I really do. I love it here, man. I love it here.
That's awesome.
It's a perfect size for me. You know, it's not huge to be chaotic, not small to be too boring. You know, it's perfect.
When I moved here, there was 19,000 people. That's how long I've lived in League City. And now we have 135,000.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Or 140,000.
When I moved, I remember those little street signs. I still remember. It was 67,000.
Yep.
In 2008.
Yeah.
And now I passed by the other day like over 100.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
We made it.
We made it. Now we just fight with traffic every day.
Yeah, it's been, But man, nothing like Rio, man. You guys.
So how often did you go
I
back?
don't even complain. 3-4 times a year.
Okay.
I have business there, and also my whole family is there still. Like my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, my nephews, and I have a big family and thousands and thousands of friends in there. So I love going there, but with 2 weeks in Rio, I kind of get tired when I go back home. You know what I mean? It's just like I do my things,
So Draculino. So what's your real name?
Vinicius. It's actually an Italian name, Latin name, Vinicius. And then my last name is totally Portuguese. And like we're talking here before the recording, like English speakers don't even try.
No.
Yeah, it's Magalhães, the way you say it. Spanish speakers said Magalhães. And a lot of like Americans and English speakers say Magalhães. They say Magalhães sounds like German, buddy.
Yeah, Magalhães.
And it's from Portugal, so it's not really Magalhães. You know.
Well, good thing I'm German.
Yeah.
So I guess coming here. So how old are your kids now? Well, it's 15 years ago. Okay, so
now they're like my daughter will be.
Summer is here, and Good Ranchers wants to give you what you've been craving: a nice summer steak on the grill. Can you hear the sizzle already? I'm not sure what your favorite steak is, but mine's literally every steak I get from Good Ranchers. Every cut that they source from local American farms is hand-cut, trimmed, and aged to perfection. Good Ranchers is proud to be trusted source for high-quality, all-American meat, and they are the way to get the most out of your summer grilling season.
So head on over to goodranchers.com and pick your box. They have ribeyes, New York strips, all natural burgers, and all the delicious chicken you could ever want. Plus, it's all $30 off with my code DNDPOD. With 85% of the grass-fed beef imported from overseas, Good Ranchers wants you to put the American meat on your grill you can feel good about and trust. Whether you're planning a backyard barbecue, a family picnic, or a beachside cookout, they've got you covered with honest, transparent products that deliver quality, price, and flavor.
This is the perfect time of year to easily change the way you buy meat. So go ahead to goodranchers.com and use my code DNDPOD for $30 off any box. Forget about the summer bod for a minute and focus on the summer meats. With Good Ranchers, you can feel good about the 100% American, locally sourced meat you're putting on your grill and on your plate. Make this summer one to remember by starting it with American meat delivered to your door from goodranchers.com. Use my code DNDPOD for $30 off at goodranchers.com today.
29 this year. She lives in New York City. She's an attorney there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and my son Igor, he will be 27 this year. So
did they train?
Yeah, Igor's a black belt. He's finishing last year of law school, and Jay trained until maybe yellow belt. She was always more like a dancer and all that, and honestly, she got a little burned out with like my family is all Jujutsu all day, all night, and they'll talk about Jujutsu. Our business is Jujutsu.
Yeah.
And she was like, no.
So she moved to New York and just decided to become an attorney.
No, she graduated in Nashville.
Okay.
On the Vanderbilt Law School, which is pretty good school.
It's a nice school.
And she received a bunch of offers, including here in Texas. And the first law firm that she worked for, it was like one of the biggest in the world. And she actually wanted to, just for curriculum purposes, she wanted to go there and see.
Yeah.
I think it's like top 5 in the world. It's like a crazy, huge, it's called Paul Weiss. And you know, they have offices all over the world, literally.
Yeah.
She worked there for, I believe she worked there for 4 years. And then when she got, how you call it, like, not a raise, but I mean, she got a promotion. Mm-hmm. And she was all happy. But it wasn't that good. Because then things started to get really, really, really tough. And she decided to go to a smaller firm. She doesn't make as much, but she's happy.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't need to have the cell phone online like 24/7.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you pay a fine.
Yeah.
And she was barely sleeping. Like 4 a.m. on a Saturday, phone ring. You say, hey, get ready in 30 minutes. We have like a meeting with the people in Singapore. And then, Zoom call. She had to be ready, dressed up.
Wow.
All the time. This is all the time, like normal.
That's a lot.
And then she said, that's too much. But that's how the attorney life is in the beginning, especially. I mean, she doesn't regret. It was good for her, needed.
Yeah.
And
well, she
now,
saw what she didn't want to do. At least she
that on that rhythm, no, it's backbreaking, man.
Yeah.
It's too much,
I couldn't imagine. So at what age did you kind of get into MMA? Like, is that something that happens as a young age, a young person in Brazil, or is that something that came about later in life?
Man, like I started my martial arts journey when I was 5, almost 6.
Okay.
So it was a long time ago. I'm about to be 52, so you do the math.
Yeah.
And then we did judo. Like judo was like for kids in Brazil. That was like what every boy did in Brazil, like as martial arts to start. So I trained judo for several years. And then I got into surfing. Surfing was my passion. Like I surfed my first wave. That was it. I didn't want to do anything else anymore. And then I'm actually going to a surf trip in 2 weeks. So I still surf.
Where to?
To Nicaragua. First time. I've been to Costa Rica a bunch of times and El Salvador. And I surfed in Mexico too. And Brazil, of course. I surfed in California. But Nicaragua is going to be the first time. So I'm excited. So anyway, I started to surf. And then, believe it or not, what took me to Jiu-Jitsu wasn't judo, was surfing. Because I used to surf in a spot in Rio that several Gracie family members, the Gracie family is the family that pretty much put Jiu-Jitsu on the map. I would call them the Beatles of Jiu-Jitsu. They made Beatles made rock and roll famous. The Gracies made Jiu-Jitsu famous. Let's put it this way.
Right.
And we used to be neighbors and friends, and they were surfers there. And then kind of one thing led to the other, man, jiu-jitsu and all that. And there was a lot of beach fights back in the day. Surfers, like people think surfers like the kind of the hippie guy, very peaceful, man. Surfing culture is tough.
It seems like tough.
Oh, yeah. There's fights all the time. People yell at each other all the time because there's some rules in surfing that you don't break.
Yeah, okay.
And people who, like beginners, they had no idea what's going on. And they break the rules all the time. And then they get their ass kicked. Man, you go to Hawaii to surf and you don't know what you're doing, like in certain places there, you will get beat for sure.
Really?
Oh, yeah. If you go to Rio, the place that I surf, and you're not a local there, that's a big chance that you're going to get beat up too. It's tough culture. It is. And I saw Renzo Gracie and Ralph Gracie, like friends of mine, High and Gracie, they're all brothers. And they were small, but man, every altercation on the beach, they would beat everybody up. And they were really small. All of a sudden, I would see Renzo, really skinny guy with a big muscular guy coming from another town or whatever. In 1 minute, I would see Renzo like a little monkey behind him, choking him out. And then I remember, first time I saw the guy, the guy, Renzo was choking the guy, and the guy kind of was trying to gouge his eye, and all of a sudden the guy passed out. And then Renzo let go, and the guy was with the eyes open and drooling, like that. I'm like, man, is he dying? And then people, no, don't worry, he's gonna be up in a couple of seconds. And the guy woke up like this, and then look at Renzo, I want to go again. And then Renzo, same thing, go to the guy's back, choke the guy, and then the guy out, and then Renzo got some sand and put on his mouth. And when the guy woke up, he was speeding.
Golly, that was just the drive-through line for breakfast before surfing.
So that day,
and then I was like, "Oh man, I'm small too. I want to learn this thing."
Yeah,
for sure.
It's the only way you can catch a wave.
Yeah. I catch waves because I was local there, but still,
So I got a good shot.
Yeah, and that was like, man. If you go to the stores for that time, we can do 1 month of podcast. It was wild. It was really, really wild. Anyway,
I've always wanted to go to Brazil.
You should.
Yeah,
I'm honestly, I'm a little scared.
Rio.
Just don't have to go surfing.
Real.
I won't surf.
You know, if you go surfing, like go with me, I give you like a visa, and then we can go. A visa to the surfing spot, not a visa to Brazil.
Okay.
A visa to the surf. That's how we call it. Like friends of friends get a visa.
Okay.
Then I have a temporary visa to surf.
Gotcha.
But if you don't have a visa, there you're gonna get deported.
Okay.
Let's put it this way. On the surfing.
What about
on the
golf?
beach.
Can we play golf in
Yeah,
Brazil?
oh, yeah, definitely,
Okay.
definitely. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
definitely. But anyway, the surf culture took me to Jiu-Jitsu, pretty much, you know. And then I started to train, and I fell in love with the thing. Very early on, I started to compete. I got trashed the first 2 competitions. Still remember the guys. I mean, I've never seen them for like probably 40 years, but I'll meet them again. I'm not joking. I'm joking. 2 guys. But anyways, and then I started to do really well in competition. I was always very like...
What age was this?
This was like... I was 14, 15.
Okay.
And then I kind of like put surfing on the side. I still surfed. Loved surfing, still do, but Jiu-Jitsu was my main thing. And then, man, I did what like middle-class kid do in Brazil. Finished my high school, and then like we have to decide to go to college, and went to law school too. 5 years of law school. Graduated, but when I graduated, I was so far ahead in Jiu-Jitsu, and I had like a good reputation, good name, that I got on those crossroads that you have to decide, you know. And then normally, man, you have a law degree. I had like my my bar license. I passed on the bar license. I mean, I thought I wouldn't pass at all, but I got lucky because there was 3 examiners. One was a representative from the college that I went, the law school. Another guy was from the prosecutor's office, and the main guy was a judge. So they have these 3 people that, like, you study, and they ask you pretty much 3 questions about related to that. I was always better talking than writing, so I was okay. At least maybe I have a chance, you know. Man, turns up like, and you never know. Like it was kind of like luck. You have your name, and then you don't know who is going to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
When I opened the door, I didn't know who was it, and now Vinicius, your turn. And I opened the door, and then the guy who was the law school representative, one of my favorite teachers. We got along really well, so I say good. Prosecutor guy, didn't know who he was. The judge was an ex-jiu-jitsu fighter that used to see me competing all the time.
Oh, nice.
He saw me. He said, "Drac, man, how are you?" Gave me a hug. And let me tell you, the 2 questions were kind of like, how much is 2 plus 2?
Well, it's 5. Guys.
I was,
He didn't get it right, but they let him
I
through.
was actually more ready for something tougher. But they said like, you know what? I mean, I'm comparing, but it was the most basic.
They teed you up.
Easy. You know.
Hey, it's better to know people than know stuff.
And my exam took literally like not even 10 minutes. Some people coming out crying, like, you know.
Wow.
I came out, and then I got my bar. I still have my lawyer license. I carry all the time.
So,
I have to pay every year. It's a lot of money.
So you're still an attorney.
I am in Brazil. Yeah.
Wow,
I'm an official attorney. In Brazil, it's a little different. The bar is national.
Okay.
We have sessions for each state, but here's different because you either have the bar from Texas or from New York or from California. In Brazil, it's like a national bar. So I'm technically an attorney in Brazil still this day.
Yeah, that's cool.
When the cops stop me in Brazil, I show the attorney license. They give you like a little better time.
Yeah.
Than a rough time. Yeah.
So they only take half your money.
Yeah, kind of. That's kind of like that. They normally they don't take any money because they get scared nowadays, especially with like old cameras and all that.
Yeah.
Normally, but before, man, I spent a small fortune in Brazil giving money to cops. Jesus Christ.
So, what age did you get your black belt?
I was 22.
Okay.
22.
So, man, that takes. I was reading online. That's a while.
It's in Jiu-Jitsu on the Gracie family culture. It was always like that. It's better for you to be like a badass white belt than an average blue belt.
Right.
So you always take longer than it normally takes on your belt to be the best that you can be there.
Okay.
So
no rush to get to your belt because you want to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the journey that's the most important thing. And I apply this to this day. Like we have the rules of the federation, for example. You have to be at least 2.5 years in the blue belt. This is a requirement. You can be the Pope or the UFC champion. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You have to have 2.5 years as a blue belt. But that doesn't mean that after 2.5 years, you will get a new belt. That doesn't mean. This is just a pre-requirement.
Just a prereq, okay.
You know, so the instructor is the one that knows the time to do it. And with me, man, like the competition was so fierce. And when I was a blue belt, I mean, I pretty much won all my competitions in the blue belt. Of like hundreds of matches. And I did pretty good. And the teams wanted to keep their best competitors to guarantee teams points to see who were the best team of overall of the tournament.
Yeah.
So my master didn't want to give me the belt because he wanted to guarantee that I was a blue. So I was a blue belt for a while.
Yeah.
And then I remember one day I was like ready to compete and I saw a guy ready to go and he was already a brown belt. So he was 2 belts ahead of mine, ready to compete. And I looked at the guy and said, man, I beat this guy like a couple of years ago. And he was already a brown belt. And then like Royce Gracie, one of the greatest minds and masters in Jiu-Jitsu, God bless his soul, he passed away like in, I think, 2005. But he was one of those iconic figures in Jiu-Jitsu. And I remember Carson saying to my master, Carlos Gracie Jr., their brothers, he's saying like, Carlinhos, they call Carlinhos his son, Carlinhos, that's a shame you leave Draculino on the blue belt, man. You should be ashamed of yourself. Give this kid the purple belt. And then Carlinhos, Carson, mind your own business. I do my thing with my students. He's not your student. And so I took a while on the blue belt. So it took me a while to get the belts because I was a good competitor.
Okay.
Normally, if you don't compete and if you're like a little older, you don't take that long on the belts, which makes sense. You know, but I wanted results. So I didn't care about the color of my belt.
Yeah.
It was not up to me. It's up to my instructor.
Yeah.
What could I do? So it took me a while, you know.
How many belts are there?
Man, in Jiu-Jitsu, it's different when you're a kid and when you are an adult. So let's just focus on the adults for now. So you started as a white belt, then it's blue, purple, brown, and black.
Okay.
When you are a black belt, you have to have 31 years as an active black belt. You have to prove that you're active. It's just like, let's say you get your black belt and then 31 years later you go like, hey, I want to get my coral belt. That's the next one. No, you have to be active. You have to be with the federation. You have to prove that you're active. Yeah. So after 31 years, you qualify for the coral belt. The coral belt is kind of like half red,
then they
half
have
black.
Then
it's
all
like
red.
the coral snake.
Yep.
Yeah.
It looks like that. And then after the coral belt, you spend 8 years. Yes, 8 years on the coral belt, and then you can get the red and white belt.
Okay.
They don't have the name. It's just red and white. And then 10 years later, finally, the red.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you got to be old to be red.
Do you know a red belt?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
What are you, 115 years old when you become a red belt?
No, but
I wouldn't mess with
red belt, let me tell you, I think red belt has a minimum age. I have to check. But I think it's 65 or 62 minimum age to be a red belt.
Crazy.
And the patriarch of the family, Grandmaster Royce Gracie, actually Hanzo's father, my friend's father, passed away last Friday.
Oh,
so
wow.
he was the highest belt Jiu-Jitsu belt holder in the world. Whoa. He was a red belt. And he just passed away, 88 years old. And now, you know, yeah.
So we lost a whole life dedicated to Jiu-Jitsu.
Whole life, whole life. Grandmaster Royce Gracie, his name.
Dang.
Yeah, so.
So did you ever meet Royce Gracie? You ever fought against him?
No, I didn't, but his little brother, Hoyler, me and him.
I remember that name.
We went over 3 times, you know. So he actually, Hoyler, in Jiu-Jitsu competition was probably one of the best ever to do it. He was my size, so But he was a champion in 4 generations. Royler is for sure top 3 competitor, jiu-jitsu competitor of all times.
Really?
And man, like I competed against him 3 times. I never beat him. We did really close fights. It was good fights. You can see him watching YouTube.
Yeah.
I think the 3 of them. But I could never beat him. But he was like just amazing. Like one of the best competitors, athletes I've ever seen. We got along really well. We're friends. But we were like rivals on the mats only. We didn't have anything.
Yeah, no beef.
Yeah.
No. And Royce left Brazil really young. So I really don't remember Royce when I was younger in Brazil. I heard about him, but he moved to the U.S. I think he was like 17 or something.
Wow.
And then like when we heard that the UFC 93, there was no internet. There was nothing. We just heard. I remember in Brazil in 93, oh man, they did this Vale Tudo event. We called Vale Tudo. In America, and Royce won. And people go, Royce won? Royce? Who's Royce again? Oh, Royce. Oh, Royler's younger brother. That's how people remembered him.
Oh, shit.
And then all of a sudden, he turns into a legend, man. Nobody was expecting.
We used to watch those on
Royce.
VHS.
Yeah, on the VHS. Nobody expected Royce to do what he did. It was amazing. It blew everybody's mind because Rickson, everybody knows about Rickson. Rickson was a monster.
Yeah.
Royler was great, but Royler was too small. But Royce, we didn't remember him very much. And then now the guy's a legend. So hats off to Royce. And a lot of the things that we're doing now are related to him and what he did on the first UFC. So he has all my respect.
Yeah. Man, he fought some big boys, too.
Man, he fought like...
That was crazy.
Dan Severn.
Dan Severn, I remember, it was badass.
Dan Severn was like a national team wrestler. Double his size.
Easily.
And he fought a guy in Japan. I don't know if you guys saw it. Akebono. Akebono was the best sumo guy ever. His name is Akebono, but he's actually Hawaiian. He was the sumo champion in Japan for years. That guy was 450 pounds.
Oh, God.
You can watch on the internet. He fought Royce in a MMA match.
Oh, my God.
Royce did a shoulder lock on him and wrist lock him in 2 minutes. But it was perfect strategy, though. That guy was just like a juggernaut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally a juggernaut. If that guy runs to you like this and you try to stop him, he's going to just...
Yeah, you just...
You know? So you guys should watch this match. It's a pretty good one.
I'll tell you what, if somebody comes at me like that, I take all my clothes off. You can't fight a naked guy. You can't fight a naked guy.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Never thought about it. Say, come fight me now.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I start running after him. He'd be scared to death.
These guys are funny.
Hey, so...
Get naked. There we go.
So your school will be 30 years.
In Brazil, yeah.
And that's your school.
That's
that
my
you
school.
started.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that started. Yeah.
So you got a good
my
team
very
over there?
first one. I have 3 partners. We're actually talking about opening another one in a city that is probably 15 miles from there. So business is always good there. I mean, for Brazilian standards, it's not like America, but it's going good.
So how long have you been teaching in the U.S.?
15 years now.
Okay.
A little over 15 years.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So where's your? I guess we'll go back to. But where's your spot now?
Now we are at NASA 1020 West NASA Parkway, Suite 150. Let me explain. You guys are locals. You're gonna understand. You know that movie theater?
Yep.
Next to it.
Okay.
On that mall,
I've
there you have
seen
School of Rock. You have like a Guitar Center. You have Chili's in front on that little mall right there.
And you got a new spot coming.
We are building from ground zero, thank God.
Yeah.
You know, as we speak, I was just on the phone with the GC just before I came in. Construction, you know how they are, right? There's always something. But we're going to build from ground zero. That will be the facility that I always dream of.
It looked big on social media.
Yeah, it will be 10,000 square feet, 2 floors. I mean, the first floor will be 7,000 square feet, and then kind of like a mezzanine of 3,000. And that will be the place that I always dreamed of.
Really?
To have a jiu-jitsu school. I never wanted to have something huge, like a huge facility. I wanted to have something with the right size, like to be cozy enough and not to be like a lot of work to clean and whatever. So it's perfect, man. That what I always dreamt my whole life to be, man. If I wanted to have a jiu-jitsu school, that jiu-jitsu school should look like that.
That's
and finally,
awesome.
we got the land, and we went back and forth with architects, and we gave them the ideas, and boom, they came with the. So it's pretty cool. We're pretty excited. So it's scary at the same time.
When are you expecting to open
around
up?
December or January.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, we've been lucky so far. It's not raining a lot because rain is the big problem.
Yeah.
For construction, especially in the beginning. So the weather's for sure, and fingers crossed, stays like that for at least until the walls are up and etc. And then that's not a big deal. But for now, we need the weather to cooperate. Please God.
It's supposed to rain. It's supposed to rain all week next week.
Yeah. No, it rained. There was a week that rained, but it wasn't like the kind of rain that really had to stop completely.
Right.
When it's like torrential rain,
Yeah.
nothing can be done. At least the foundation's ready.
Yeah.
Foundation's ready, so that's a good thing.
I'm in that industry. I know a lot about construction.
Oh, cool.
So it's fun at times when it's not raining.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So one of the things I was going to ask, of all the MMA styles,
Mm-hmm.
which one do you feel would have the biggest advantage? Or is there an advantage for one versus the other, or how do you feel? How do you think about that?
That's a great question, actually. The first UFC is the one that you said that you watched on VHS.
Yeah.
It was style against style.
Mm-hmm.
Jiu-Jitsu against karate against wrestling,
Street brawlers.
straight brawlers. Yeah. We have our share of them. Boxers, taekwondo guys, etc., judo guys, etc., etc. So it was pretty much style against style. And then Jiu-Jitsu got big because of that. Because on that confrontation of styles, pure styles, Jiu-Jitsu reigned.
And it won. Yeah.
By far. That's why the fever started, because people, what the heck is that? Everybody thought that Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris kind of like flying kick, double thing, mortal kick. You do like we jump and do like a flip and then knock you on the head and kill you, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
that was cool. Plastic,
just not practical.
But not practical.
Yeah.
Well, Chuck Norris said he could beat you.
That's a funny story about Chuck Norris.
I
Very good
this.
one.
Okay.
He's a great guy.
I love this.
He's a great guy. I met him personally. Such a nice guy.
I believe it.
Unbelievable, down to earth, humble. Anyway, so Jiu-Jitsu was something new because, okay, if I got a hold on you, you don't have any distance anymore to do your punch and kick and your flying stuff. And then they put people on the ground. So on the ground, you already get limited. You cannot move around anymore. And they dominated you on the ground, so you couldn't do anything on the ground.
Yeah.
So it was like an easy prey.
Yeah.
And nobody knew what to do. Good old days. There was, people would have no clue what to do. And then Jiu-Jitsu reigned supreme on that time. But then what happened? Everybody started to train Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember that the first style that really started to give us trouble were the wrestlers. American wrestlers.
They're big too.
Yeah.
Big, strong, and used to grapple.
And
they used to grapple.
They want you close to them.
They want, exactly.
Yeah.
So some Jiu-Jitsu guys started to get beat up by the wrestlers because the wrestlers were better athletes, stronger, and they were always on top.
Yeah.
Because their takedowns were better, they are physically stronger, so we needed to fight from our backs on the bottom. So it was good for both because we started to be better fighters from the bottom in a real fight, and they started to actually figure out also what was coming from the bottom, because a lot of wrestlers got choked or got their arms broken because they didn't know what was coming. And this was really cool, man, because like we started to train wrestling and they started to train Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody kind of to start to train the other's disciplines. And those grapplers started to train striking arts, more so boxing and Muay Thai kickboxing. And then what happened? What nowadays you see is that you see complete fighters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nowadays, man, it's so crazy that you see sometimes a Jiu-Jitsu guy being tapped out on a UFC match by a boxer.
Yeah.
And then you see a Jiu-Jitsu guy knocking out like a world champion in Muay Thai kickboxing.
Yeah.
Nowadays, he evened out because it's not the style anymore. because everybody trains the same. I can tell you because I was in all phases. I used to train when we were like a shark and everybody was like little fish in the tank.
Yeah.
Good old days. And then I saw the whole thing happening. So I fought in high level. I fought actually in Strike Force here in Houston.
I've seen that.
And it was already modern times on MMA. So everybody knew everything.
Yeah.
So we all train the same. Everybody trains the same nowadays. We train their share of jiu-jitsu, they train their share of wrestling, and you train your share of striking, and you put everything in a combo. Everybody trains pretty much the same nowadays. So it's over. There's no better style anymore.
Yeah.
Now it's better athletes.
Yeah,
now it's a well-rounded style.
Who's the better athlete?
Yeah.
Nowadays, it changed completely. Like, if you don't have really good skills on one of those three big groups, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and striking, you're not going to win. You're not going to be the winner. You have to be good on all of them.
That's why John Jones is a badass.
Yes, and specialists in one. And it doesn't matter if you're good on three. You have to be a ninja in one.
Yeah.
And good on the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are the champions. Like John Jones is like a phenomenal wrestler.
Yeah.
And now he's even a better striker.
And he can strike. I know.
You know, and submits people.
I know, dude.
You know,
It's
so
unreal.
the guy is unstoppable. You know, for me, he's like, I don't know, that guy's made different, man. You know,
Yeah,
one of those,
he is.
one in a million. You're one in a million.
Yeah.
that
They
guy.
talk about him. He's not. I mean, to go up to heavy.
He's a purple belt from Gracie Barra, actually.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He trains in New Mexico, in Albuquerque. His jiu-jitsu instructor is a really good friend of mine, Roberto Tussa. He's always on his corner all the time. He loves jiu-jitsu. Trains with the gi and everything. Yeah.
So what's the biggest difference between gi and no gi? What do you think? I mean, I know Royce was always gi.
Yes. On the fight.
That's when you see more of.
On the beginning, because after his last fights, he took the gi off.
He did? Okay.
Yeah, it was needed, you know. I mean, the gi is the tradition of jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't understand why people wear gis in martial arts. You know why? It's because it's a replication of clothes. If you're fighting on the street like he was doing the joke of fighting naked, nobody fights naked on the street.
Exactly.
You're right.
Exactly.
You're right.
So
You're right.
people fight in clothes.
Yeah.
But how are we gonna have clothes every single day to train? Your clothes will be ripped off. Your clothes will be worn off. So they created a uniform to simulate clothing,
Yeah.
That can take
which
a beating.
was the gi.
Yeah.
That can take a beating.
Okay.
Exactly. So that's the reason why not just jiu-jitsu, but all the other martial arts wear gis.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that. And the tradition is the gi. And the gi in jiu-jitsu, man, is extremely hard because it gives you so many options, technical options, that you have to be extremely technical and knowledgeable to deal with that. When you take the gi out, the physicality comes into place a little bit more.
Okay.
You got sweaty, and then you just, for example, somebody gets stuck in an armbar.
Yeah.
It's slippery. They just, they come out. With the gi, brother, that's not going to happen.
It's like a vice grip. Yeah.
If you try to yank your arm like that in the gi, you have your arm broken.
You could choke
for
with the
sure.
gi too, though, right? You can.
In 1,000 million ways. Ways that you cannot. From all positions, from bottom, from top, from any position. So the gi is very, I would say, scientific.
Okay.
Very scientific. So if you get a good base, a good foundation in the gi, when you take the gi off, you have to adapt a little bit, of course, like I said, but it's way easier than the other way around.
Right.
If you got just a no-gi guy that puts the gi, they go nuts. They don't see it coming.
That's what I heard. I heard that.
You know?
You get pulled closer to you. There's a lot of things.
There's a lot of things that
Yeah.
they used to do some things because of the slipperiness. They're not going to happen.
Okay.
You know, and they're going to get stuck in ways that, you know, like you can get the guy stuck in so many ways with the gi that people can't move and they freak out. So I'm not saying which one is better. So
Is it the same belt? The same belt covers
yeah,
gi
same
and
belt,
okay.
same belt system. But the secret is to do both. That's what I always did. I always did both. I came from the gi, like 95% of the people in jiu-jitsu. The foundation is the gi. And then some people like to venture more in no gi, and some other people like to stick with the gi. The regular practitioner always prefers the gi.
Okay.
The no gi is more for like younger guys, like professional athletes, more it has to do more with being an athlete.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I love both, man. If you ask me, hey, Drac, which one you prefer? I don't know, man. I really don't. I mean, I like training both. I enjoy the science on both. You know, so I don't really have a preference.
Is there more styles of jiu-jitsu? I know there's Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Is there another style of jiu-jitsu?
Yeah,
What's the difference?
Yeah, this is the thing. Like, there's what they call sport jiu-jitsu that is really big in Europe.
Okay.
I mean, and it's a little different because it's kind of a mix between karate, judo, and jiu-jitsu. So the rules, like, they allow a little bit of striking, some takedowns and throws,
Like judo?
and some ground.
Okay.
We are specialists on the ground fighting, right? But it never got too big because I think, like, with all respect to sport jiu-jitsu guys, I actually know some really good ones. They didn't get really good in any area. So they're not great on the ground, they're not great on takedowns, they're not great on striking.
Okay.
And the rules are very kind of limited, you know, so it never took off pretty much. So nowadays, I think the main styles of jiu-jitsu will be what we do, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, like a lot of people call it Gracie jiu-jitsu. I really think it's just dumb. I think it should be just jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You know, some people, oh, it's America jiu-jitsu, oh, Japanese jiu-jitsu, oh, whatever jiu-jitsu. Man, it's just jiu-jitsu, man.
Yeah.
Stop this, you know.
Yeah.
And what they call sport jiu-jitsu. Actually, sport jiu-jitsu, they don't write jiu-jitsu like we write ours. It's jutsu. It's just you. J-U.
No I.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, so those are the two basic ones that happen nowadays. Like back in the day in the feud of Japan, there was a bunch of different styles, but I don't even know the name, to be honest. You know, back in
Man, Bloodsport, my favorite movie, the Kumite.
Dude.
hell, I loved it too. I remember.
That's a great show, man.
I remember.
I do that. I
That's
love
my favorite
that
movie
movie.
ever.
I remember. It was great.
It's a great
It
movie.
was a great movie.
John
Yeah.
Lee's a badass.
Dale does.
Oh, Kung Lia, the Bolo. His name was Bolo on the movie. He did like this with the trap.
I do that too.
That was funny. That's funny.
I'm driving around all the time and I see these places. Is it called Krav Maga or Krav
Krav
Maga?
Maga. Yeah, it's Israeli self-defense style. You know,
Okay.
they kind of have a little bit of everything too. I don't know, like the perfect story about that, but seems like it's the method that the military, the Israeli military
That's what they
do.
train.
So they have a lot of like disarmaments,
Oh, okay.
and they also have like knife and gun, just like very self-defense.
Yeah.
They don't have like tournaments, or they don't compete in like MMA fights or anything like that, because they say that they can kill people if they do. I really don't know about
I don't
that.
know. I'm willing to bet that we could all go in there right now and just mess everybody up at a
Dude,
Krav Maga.
we'll just stand behind Drop.
Yeah, we'll just stand behind you.
I mean, don't hurt
Well,
his back.
I mean,
I'll be the
I'm
naked guy in the
really-
back.
Yeah, I'm really respectful of all styles, and I saw a lot of great things about Krav Maga, like self-defense stuff, very good. Some are very similar to our jiu-jitsu when in ground fighting, but I never trained, so I can't tell. I'm a brown belt in judo, and I train a lot of wrestling and
You do
train
Muay Thai?
boxing, Muay Thai. Yes, Muay Thai. I train a lot of Muay Thai.
Are you shins? Tough?
And I have like a little less sensitivity on them.
Yeah.
But it's normal for whoever trains. Yeah. It's I never kick the trees though.
Oh man,
This-
we got one up back.
No, thank you. No, I'm not gonna kick trees. I kick the heavy bag and it's good enough. You know, so I trained like a lot of styles because of my MMA. Because I fought MMA, I fought Vale Tudo. But and I believe every martial arts style is great. Some are better than, like, in certain things than others. But I mean, if you train in martial arts, you have my respect.
So back to the Chuck Norris story. Let's
Oh
hear
yeah,
it.
that's a good one. Chuck, in the 80s, he heard about jiu-jitsu because he was always a martial artist.
Yeah.
So he heard about the Gracie family. I was actually seeing this the other day in a podcast. And he went to Brazil. I think he went to Brazil to because it was a movie. I think it was that movie, Delta Command. Remember that movie?
Delta Force.
Oh, yeah.
Delta Force. Delta Force.
Force.
Yeah, Delta
Yeah.
Force. In Brazil, say command. So he went there to like a tour to make the movie big in Brazil. They used to do that. I don't know if they do that anymore in Hollywood, but. And then he's like, man, I want to meet this Gracie family, you know, because I heard, I mean, they're badasses and they have this different style fighting or whatever. And the Gracie Academy was there in the South Zone of Rio. And they got, like, his manager got in touch with them or whatever, something happened. And they said, yeah, sure, come visit. And then when he went to visit, it was Grandmaster Helio Gracie, which probably Royce's father.
Okay.
One of the most iconic, you know, figures in Jiu-Jitsu. It was him. Rickson Gracie, the biggest champion of the family, Hoyler was there. All those guys were there, and Chuck came with his manager and I think somebody else, and very respectful guy, very nice guy, and all that. And he actually trained with Helio, the old man, and on this training, he said that he couldn't believe that old man did to him what he did.
Really?
Because he was grappling, he was a karate guy.
Yeah.
And he said, like, man, close the gap, that's it. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It blew his mind. And he invited the Gracies, like years after, to come to Las Vegas for a huge martial art convention, the biggest in the country here, thousands of people going. And he was one of the main guys. I mean, Chuck Norris, come on.
Yeah.
He invited, paid for everybody to go. This is in the 80s. To a bunch of the Gracies to go and teach Jiu-Jitsu at this convention.
Oh, that's cool.
And this is on the internet too, you guys can watch. And Chuck, like a lot of people, a lot of karate guys are kind of like looking, but I'm kind of too cocky to debate and to see. And Chuck said, like, if somebody wants to test, you guys can go. And Chuck said, I'll test myself with Rickson. Rickson was the champion.
Yeah.
Like, he was using his karate and Rickson was using jiu-jitsu. I mean, back in the day, people said, man, Chuck Norris can beat
Anybody.
anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say, like, Jesus walks on water and Chuck Norris swims on land.
Yes.
People used to say things like that.
I love that.
He's so many myths about him. I love it.
Yeah. And then Rickson did what we did. Closed the gap, took him down, didn't beat him, just controlled him and submitted him. It's on the internet. You guys can see Chuck Norris versus Rickson. And then some other karate guys wanted to test themselves. So there was a bunch of the Gracies there, and the result was the same. It's not because karate is better than jiu-jitsu. I'm not saying that.
No, I know.
It's just they were not ready. They didn't know. They're really great in punch and kick and knee and striking. But once you close the gap, there's no striking anymore.
It's hard to hit anybody with your arms like this.
There's no striking anymore. It's over.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
That's when, like, Chuck got obsessed by jiu-jitsu. And a lot of people don't know that. They're going to tell you this because this is true history. Chuck Norris was responsible to bring jiu-jitsu to Texas. Because Master Carlos Machado, he used to be also one of my teachers when I was younger.
Yep.
Carlos Machado is cousins of my Master Carlos Gracie Jr. They're cousins, first-degree cousins. Chuck invited Carlos to come to Dallas, Texas, to start jiu-jitsu in Texas. Actually, Chuck gave him a place to teach. He gave him like a place. He owned the property.
Yeah.
He made everything ready, a jiu-jitsu school to him and said, Carlos, it's yours. Take it.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Such a nice
That was
guy.
in the 90s or?
It was 90s.
The
It
90s?
was early 90s.
Really?
Yeah, I think probably 94.
What did Steven Seagal say about all this?
He's judo, right?
No, he's Aikido.
Aikido. Okay.
I never met him, but people say he's full of it.
He's a wacko.
Like, treats everybody bad and
Yeah.
arrogant. I don't know. I can't tell. I never met the guy.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, it's not like Chuck. Everybody loves Chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Everybody loves
he's
the
a national
guy.
treasure, man.
Yeah,
Texas Ranger.
Yeah, and I met him personally. Such a nice guy. It's not fake, nothing fake.
Yeah.
He's just a nice guy. You feel the energy. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
You know,
cool.
that helped a bunch of people. So, you know, he's responsible for me being here, man. I'm teaching Jiu-Jitsu Texas. Thank you, Chuck.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good, man.
Whatever you are, I don't even know where you are now, but, you know, thank you, Chuck Norris.
That is awesome. So when you first came in, and I guess professional fighting, I guess fights that were paid.
Yes.
It was Strike Force. Is that when
You had a 2-fight contract, right?
Yeah. Strike Force, like whenever I last fought, UFC was the biggest event, and Strike Force was number 2. UFC bought them out and finished them. You know, that's what the UFC did to their competition.
Yeah.
You know, the biggest event when I was on my prime, when I was younger, and I almost made it to fight there. I didn't have time because they shut down. It was Pride. It was an event in Japan.
Pride was big.
Yeah.
Pride was bigger than the UFC for a while.
A lot of UFC guys, they came from Pride.
Yep, exactly. So that's where everybody wanted to be. And something happened in Pride there with the finances. I don't know exactly. And then the UFC, when the UFC got the giant that they are right now, they started to buy everybody. So they bought WEC, which is an amazing event here in America for lightweights. They bought them. They bought Strike Force, and they bought Pride, and I think they bought some other event. So pretty much they had a monopoly, you know. So I fought on Strike Force in 2010. So it was like a couple of years before they folded. Dana White got them. And it was a pretty big event. The event that I fought here in Houston was on the Toyota Center. It was big. It was probably 9,000 people. And it was like 2 title fights. It was a big night, big event. I fought that day. And I had to fight, but they folded. So
You fought a Texas guy, right?
Yeah, Texas guy. Tough guy. The guy had way more fights than me in MMA. But I think my jiu-jitsu made the difference. You know, my jiu-jitsu was in really, really different level. So I pretty much controlled. I didn't submit him. Very tough guy.
Yeah.
Couldn't submit him, but I beat him in unanimous decision. Hard to submit the guy, and really, really good chin. I got him in a good position from the back, and I beat him a lot, on the back of the head and here. And I was like, man, this guy's not going to give him the neck. Give me the neck so I choke you out, and then we're out of here. And he's like, boom, no.
God.
You know? Tough guy though. Got my respect. I actually did a heel hook on them too, which is like a leg lock.
Yeah.
And I got him really tight. He spun. He got stuck on the cage. Was cranking. It was popping. And didn't tap.
That's how Brock Lesnar lost to Frank Mir.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. It was on a knee bar, which is similar. Oof. So it was a knee bar. And but my props to him. His name is Rocky Long. Very tough, legendary guy around here. Super tough guy. What a samurai guy. That guy, you have to kill him to beat him. He's not gonna quit. He's not gonna quit. And really good boxer, and very durable. Yeah. Very durable. Very tough guy.
So what was a purse back then? Did you win money per fight, or how did that work?
Yeah, I made a little bit. That fight, I don't remember.
Just enough to.
Probably it wasn't much. It was, I don't know, 12K. Something like that.
12,000?
Yeah.
I would say that's a lot. I'd get my ass kicked for 12,000.
Brother. Nowadays, some people are making MMA, they're making 30 million.
Yeah.
Almost like boxing.
I know.
It's almost like boxing now because they have pay-per-view cuts and the sponsors and the purse.
Yeah.
People are making serious money now. You know,
I mean, back in the day, in 2010, I mean, MMA was big. I used to be big into it. It's gotten so big.
It's
now.
so much. Yeah, too much. I agree. I barely don't watch anymore. I watched some.
I watched the big cards. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, even the big cards. Some cards don't really attract me.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a good one Saturday. Cejudo, Henry Cejudo coming back and fighting for the little guys, the bantamweight.
Okay.
And there is, who else? There's another title fight. Because Cejudo was probably one of the biggest combat athletes in all times. He's an Olympic wrestler champion, Olympic champion in wrestling, and he's a UFC champion in 2 divisions.
Wow.
So he's an amazing, Henry Cejudo. He's from Arizona, wrestler from Arizona. He's a big card. I'm probably going to watch this one. But yeah, you're right. Every single weekend, man. Sometimes 2 events is one day.
I know.
UFC, they have one in Europe and then one I don't know,
just
whatever.
gotten too much. I remember back in the day whenever
I agree.
You'd have something, let's say it was once a month.
Big cards.
And it was huge.
And everybody, man, have UFC parties all the time.
The
remember?
the Matt Hughes of the world. And then
Three title fights in a night.
And then it's gotten to the point.
But you know
now.
why but I get it, man, because now it's on TV.
It's so big.
Yeah.
So they have contracts with the TV. They have sponsors. They have announcers. They have, it's a big industry now, so it's like they don't even care too much that, there's the same amount of people viewing. They have contracts millions and millions and millions and millions.
Yeah, there's a lot of eyes on it.
A lot, yeah. So it's,
what so how many black belts are underneath you? Have you trained?
Look, I am one of the biggest ones in the world, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I was talking to I did a podcast last week with this guy Mike. He's known as the MMA detective. So he's really big into history of MMA and Jiu-Jitsu. And directly under me, for all these years that I've been teaching, I would say maybe 500 or 550. And students are my students more than 1,000 easily.
God.
Easily.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. Being the time you have to get that, that's quite a feat, man.
Yeah, I mean, if one thing that I'm good at, I'm good in retention.
Yeah.
There you go. That's awesome.
Golly.
Yeah, so it's a big community, man. We have people all over the world. In June now, I'm going to Singapore and to South Korea for seminars. I travel all over the world for quite a while now, but I have students of mine everywhere, like every continent, Africa and, Europe, all over Europe, here in America, everywhere, Brazil, everywhere. So it's Australia, New Zealand, Japan, everywhere. So it's a pretty good thing, Everybody living Jiu-Jitsu lifestyle, feeding their families out of Jiu-Jitsu, so it's pretty cool,
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I think me and Vaughn need to go and do a class.
Sure, seriously, you guys are gonna like it, man. Yeah.
First one to taps.
Dude, I'm telling you, I would tap before I walked in.
No, I'm gonna tap you.
No.
Man, a lot of people say what you say, and when they get there, they get surprised.
That's what I'm saying. I said, he might be me. I never know.
A lot of people think that when they see the highest level or the professional fighting, they think that's what you're gonna do there. It's really not. You're just gonna have really good notion of self-defense and also self-awareness of your body.
Yeah.
How powerful you can be with leverage with things that you don't necessarily need to be super strong or athletic. He's like a beast. It's gonna be easy.
None of this is natural.
He's
on the juice.
He don't test me.
Doesn't matter. I don't know if there's juice or not, but he's a strong guy.
Actually, I got this cup here.
Yeah, USADA. Let's get USADA here.
Yeah.
The terror of all athletes.
I'll test whenever Conor McGregor tests again. Okay.
Man, you see his size?
Yeah. He's huge.
Wow.
His tattoo got bigger.
He's huge.
His jaw got bigger. I mean,
no, he's huge.
He's a
I
monster.
couldn't believe I saw the other day.
He's a monster.
I don't know. I mean, he's gonna fight again. I don't know how he's gonna cut that weight.
At the end of Ultimate Fighter, he'll fight
Chandler. I don't know how he's gonna make the weight. 155? Forget it, man. He's probably 205 now, or maybe 200.
He's walking around 200. He's at 200.
Couldn't even his straps come out of his head like this. He's huge, man.
No, he's walking at 200.
Never saw him like that in my life.
How would he cut down to 155? That's not possible.
That would be. I mean,
that would be unhealthy.
No, but it's always unhealthy.
It is.
That's why John Jones made it smart. He's like, dude, I'm going to just fight my weight I walk around at.
Yeah, and let me tell you one thing, man. I think this is like being completely honest with you guys. High-level professional sports are not healthy.
Right.
It's results.
Yeah.
You don't really care.
Yeah.
When I was a high-level competitor, I didn't care. I had, so far, 9 orthopedic surgeries because of my fighting career and my jiu-jitsu career. Because I did not care. I would do whatever it takes. Now I train for health. I still train 3 times a week. I lift my weights. I do my things. I surf. I'm very active. But now I am all about health. And I have already knowledge to know. Yeah. Because at my age and my previous things, I know that if I try to be like a kid again, I'm gonna go to the hospital
Yeah.
because I pushed myself too much.
Right.
The doctors that actually did the surgeries on me, he told me, say, hey, Drac, look, the bill will come one day. The check will come one day. I mean, you have some problems, like orthopedic problems, that will bother you. But they actually said, but, you know, like a lot of problems that people have, like depression, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and etc. People who don't do anything. I don't have nothing of that. I mean, my exams are great.
Yeah.
You know, on that matter. But I have my scars, my battle scars.
What bones have you broken?
Let me see.
Let me see your ankle. I'll do one.
Shoulder, ankle I broke, tibia, fibula, broke calcaneus, knee, cap. All my fingers look.
Oh God.
All of them.
Man, looks,
Every single one.
looks like your fingers are in cursive.
Yeah, like you see, I don't have like
Ugh.
all my fingers on my hand, several toes. Not all of them though. Some are virgins too.
Oh man.
What else did I break? My head, crack a little bit of my skull.
Oof.
My ears are broken for us, like the cauliflower
You get
stuff.
cauliflower,
Yeah, a little bit. Not it's not that bad. Mine, but yeah. My nose, look. I have to remember. Broke teeth before.
Oh god.
I never broke my jaw.
Ooh, I think that'd be
Thank
a bad
God.
one.
Thank
I think that'd
God.
be a bad
That's
one.
really bad.
That's-
Like,
'Cause you can't eat.
Really bad, yeah.
That would be bad.
You have to put the wire.
Ooh, then you
Like
gotta,
some of my fighters broke it in fights. It's terrible, man.
Ugh.
That's one of the worst.
I broke a femur and I had a rod put down my leg. I think I'd rather have the femur than the jaw.
Oh no, 100%.
Ugh.
Oh, me too.
I couldn't eat Slurpees
way.
all day long.
No way. Yeah. Yeah. So I have my share of injuries. I don't regret. It's just battle scars and
Yeah.
you know.
Well, you're in
I'm-
good health. I mean,
I'm in good health. I'm built to be 52. I'm think for my age, I'm above average.
so what kind of training do you do? I mean, I know you do jiu-jitsu 3 times a week. You
I
just
do
some
2
weight training?
times a week jiu-jitsu with the gi
Okay.
and 1 time without the gi.
Okay.
I'm not doing boxing and kickboxing, which I normally do because of my back, because of the rotation.
Yeah.
It was kind of like bothering me. My back is getting better though, thank God. I thought about doing surgery on my back. For a year and a half, I've been struggling, But it's getting better now. I'm taking this peptide. There's
yeah.
a peptide
That
called
helps.
BPC.
Yep.
BPC 157. Pretty good stuff. I don't know if it's doing something else that I don't know, but I mean for my back it's been good.
Yeah.
And I lift weights and do aerobics at the same time. I have a kind of a routine that I put everything in a mix. 3 times a week I do. So that's pretty much what I do.
So what do you do for
know?
fun outside of training?
I love surfing, but it's not very good to surf.
Oh, you don't like surfing in
Galveston?
Galveston?
Sucks, man.
Sucks, man. I figured by Rio.
Probably 2 times a year that it's surfable,
Yeah.
but never great.
Yeah, during a hurricane.
Yeah, the hurricane, not even the hurricane. Like it has to have a hurricane on high sea and nothing here. So that's why you get the waves, because the hurricane has like the winds and the
Yeah.
currents, so you can't surf.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the size is there, but
Yeah, you
you
can't.
can't
It's not
surf.
safe.
Yeah, you can't surf. So surfing, and that's why I do the surf trips. To relax. Surfing, I love surfing too, and I skateboard too. Forgot.
Really?
I have like now I'm addicted to that thing, man. I have this electric skateboard.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
You saw those?
Yeah.
Those are so much fun, man.
My brother-in-law's got one of those.
Oh my
Hey, they're
gosh,
fast.
man. Like I got one now. It's called the Hurricane, actually.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there's 4 speeds. I only get sometimes I get on the 3, but I get scared. Never put on the 4. The 3 gets up to 32 miles an hour.
Oh my gosh.
The 4 get to 45.
That's fast.
Could you imagine hitting a
Oh, no.
pebble at 45?
You're done. That's the problem. You're done. And I have the bad habit of not wearing hats, a helmet.
Yeah.
I know it sucks. I have to, but I feel kind of like
Yeah, like
I don't know,
nerdy.
feel like a little kid.
Hey,
Yeah.
You get,
Started to learn how to do the bicycle.
if you skateboard my neighborhood with a helmet on, you could beat up. It's like surfing in Rio.
Oh, really? Well, good to know. Give me your address.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
I
be
mean,
there.
I'm not gonna do it. But
Yeah.
But it's funny that sometimes I go and I get my skateboard, man, and I go all over, and I pass by some places, and there's people kind of looking. Most people say hi, good morning,
Yeah.
and some people look like, where's this older guy. I think he's a kid doing here. I don't know. And they're doing
Skater
the
die, man.
and then doing the law, the thing. And I was like, man, like you have to be young on your heart and your mind. Otherwise, why living? You know what I mean?
Man, we need to get some skateboards.
It's pretty fun, man. I'm telling you, it's addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah. During the week, I shake to do like a little bit, but I don't have time. So I normally do on Sundays. I do like 2 hour ride.
How long do they last? Like the battery?
This one, man, like 18 miles.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah. If you put the high speed, it goes. The battery runs out a little bit faster. But I never put the high speed. It's too much, man. I'm telling you, like it's dangerous. If you fall that thing, even on number 3, like 20 something miles an hour or 30, you will get hurt, man. You can die. Actually,
yeah.
You go like you said, like a little people.
Yeah.
You go. I fell the other day on Austin Street, spring bread and saying,
Oh man.
I kind of pretend nothing happened.
Thing is, everybody saw it.
Those 3 cars behind me.
Everybody
Are
saw
you
it.
okay, sir? It's like I'm fine.
You could have 9.
It was a lot of fun.
You could have 9 broken bones right there. And are you fine, sir? Yeah, I'm fine.
I would never show weakness.
Never.
Never show weakness to the enemy. I learned that. Even if you're miserable. One time, actually, it was a funny thing. Like I fought a guy in a jiu-jitsu match, and he got me in an arm bar. And I beat the guy before, the same guy, very tough guy. And he got me in an arm bar, and it was tight. And I started, my arm started to pop. Like, blah, blah, blah. And there was no technical escape. He got me in with the gi. And I just like, I said, you know what, I'm not going to tap, man. My arm was popping, and I said, I'm not going to tap. Okay. I actually came out like doing something that is not technical at all. I just kind of pulled my shoulder out, so my elbow came a little bit higher than on his hip. So he was kind of cranking on my forearm, but my arm was gone already. It was all pop. And then I came out. Everybody likes a comeback, right?
Yeah.
But I still lost on points anyway. So on that match, I beat him before on points. I lost on points. This guy's 1-1 for me and him. And I came out, and he was nice guy too. He came like, "Hey, Drac, man, you okay, man? And your arm popped a lot." I said, "Man, I'm fine. I'm good."
Yeah.
You walk like that.
My arm was broken.
Yeah.
I had to go to the doctor next day. My arm was like that big, black.
Yeah.
Because he popped all the ligaments, and and then my there was a little fracture. I didn't have to do surgery on this one, but I had to put like a cast and be with the cast for a while and all that. But you don't show to the,
Oh, you have a car run over you on that skateboard, I guarantee you get up and say, "Hey, is your car okay?"
Yeah.
If I'm not dead.
Can't show weakness, man.
Can't show weakness.
Yeah, but that's just, I learned to be like that. I know it's stupid, but
So what's your biggest? I seen that you were a Brazilian national championship, right?
Oh yeah,
National champion.
Yeah, I was 2 times, and
What's your biggest you've won in the United States?
5 times Pan American champion.
Wow.
He was here in America. All the Pan Ams are here in America. I won 5 times. I won 4 times with the gi, 1 time without the gi.
Wow.
And my last one was 2008.
That still goes by weight class. All
Yeah,
that's still weight class. Okay.
Yeah. And
What fight would you weight? What weight?
my
would you fight
fight, my fight weight is featherweight. I competed when I first started as rooster weight, which is the lightest, and then light feather, and then feather. I competed a couple of times on lightweight, which is kind of 155. But my normal weight is featherweight. So my competition weight in adulthood was always like 65 kilos, which is 145, 144, around that. That's the weight that I'm competitive, that I feel good, that I don't die to cut the weight.
Yeah.
That was my last MMA fight was 145, so, and I can make the weight okay. I mean, it's always a little bit tough, but not like when I needed to cut to 136. 136 was tough. I did this like in Japan one time. I did it in Japan one time, and it was miserable, man. It was really miserable. I was kind of like, man, I don't know if I can make it. And I had to do the bathtub like the whole night, and it was already like started to get like lightheaded, because you dehydrated.
Yeah.
And thank God I got a guy with me, because if I was by myself, I would drown and die for sure, 100%. Because a couple of times he had to get me, because I was like on the bathtub and I was like, oh, wait.
God.
Hey, so
I made it and I won. So that's fine.
how crazy? Like, so if you go to fight overseas, how sketchy are some of those areas?
Japan is tough, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Japan, first the jet lag. Japan, what time is it now? So it's
7:45.
7:45. In Japan, it's like 6:45 a.m.
Oh God.
So it's all the way around. Like you feel hungry in the middle of the night, like, oh, it's lunchtime. No, it's like nighttime there, like we're supposed to be sleeping.
Yeah.
So there's a science on dealing with jet lag. But the first days, I don't care what people say. It's miserable. It's horrible. So Japan is tough. Australia, New Zealand, all these far out countries are really, really tough. And it messes with your body, because, I mean, you're so used to your routine, and you go there and everything's upside down. So you have to, it's doable, but it's tough.
Yeah.
Cutting weight is hard. Everything's hard, but you have to do it, man. You do what you got to do, So we did a couple of times. I fought in Japan twice. What was the other fight? Oh, I went to Abu Dhabi, to the United Arab Emirates too. It's pretty far too.
Yeah.
So it was, jet lag was a little tough there too. Europe can be tough, but not 7 hours ahead there. So it's bad, but not terrible. But Far East, forget it, man. It's tough. Very tough. Ideally, you have to get there like 2 weeks before.
Just to like acclimate.
Just to be, just to feel yourself. You don't feel yourself for like 4 or 5 days. You feel different. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you guys go there, you got to check it out. You see. It's just different. You just don't feel yourself.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you're a little dizzy. You're a little like, everything you're supposed to do is not the time to do, so your body's not ready.
Right.
Oh, it's time to lunch, but you don't feel hungry.
Yeah.
That kind of thing,
Brazil's time frame, what are they?
For us, it's easy. Now for Brazil, it's 3 hours ahead there.
Well,
so now it's like 10:45 there.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Okay.
Not
That's
bad.
not bad.
No, it's not bad.
So we need to go.
It's not bad. Like the jet lag is not an excuse for Brazil. Give another excuses like, oh, it's violent or crazy or whatever, but the jet lag is a piece of cake. It's not hard.
I get jet
2
lag.
days. 2 days in Brazil, you are 100% normal.
I get jet lag flying from Houston to Dallas. No, I'm kidding.
He would.
But listen, there's one thing. I'm saying jet lag about the time zone, but flying is never good. Never fun. I don't like it.
Oh,
I don't mind. I fly all the time. I'm flying Monday morning. Friday morning now I'm flying to Mexico, and then I go to Nicaragua. I fly all the freaking time.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I'm not scared or anything, but the pressure and the dehydration that you get in flights, I feel it. Because I fly so much that's not, even if it's a short flight, like you said, it's always a little demanding on the body because of the altitude. It changes the pressure. And I mean, you dehydrate. That air from the airplane is not good, So yeah, flying is not one of the healthiest things in the world. For sure.
I do it all the time. I love it.
Yeah. Did you go to Mexico?
I don't know.
What are you going to Mexico for?
I'm just gonna go to Mexico just for a couple of days in Playa del Carmen.
Oh yeah.
Just relax, being tough. I've been working a lot this year, and then right after that, I go to Nicaragua. So it's gonna be 2 weeks of, God willing, no headaches from work. And
I just got back from Cabo yesterday.
Oh, that's cool. I want to go there. I've never been there.
It was nice, man.
Yeah.
Really good time.
How was the water? The water?
Water's cold. It's cold there.
Cold there, right?
Yeah, you don't go to Cabo for the beach.
No, but you go to Cabo. That's great waves there, though.
Oh yeah,
Great
waves. So when we were heading out along the coast, they had one spot. They had a little beach. Man, I probably seen 50 surfers. Up there.
Yeah, there's great surfing there. Amazing surfing.
The best surfing in the world's in Portugal. Is that right?
The biggest.
Yeah,
it's Nazaré, the name of the place. This is the biggest waves in the world.
Is that where the pipelines are at? The big?
Yeah.
No, Pipeline is in Hawaii.
Well,
Hawaii
there's
has also
Pipeline Beach.
Yeah, Pipeline Beach. Pipeline is like the biggest barrels.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, but actually not the biggest anymore. The biggest in Tahiti.
Tahiti. Okay.
Yeah, it's called like Chopo. The name of it's like out of this world. You can fit like a bus inside those barrels.
No.
Out of this world. Crazy. And Nazaré is like in size the biggest. The other day, like a Brazilian guy died there, like drowned. And they have like vests to make sure that they bring you up to surface. Still too big.
So you haven't
done
that
yet? Wiped out. No, I'm not gonna do it.
What's the biggest?
I surf, but let me tell you one thing. It's not my element, bro.
Yeah.
The sea, you are nothing for the sea.
Oh, nothing. Yeah,
You have no control on the sea. That one thing that I'm really humble is that, man, the sea can get you at any time.
Oh, yeah.
Even when the waves are small, it's very easy for you to drown. Very easy for you to break a neck. The sea is no joke. So you have to be really respectful. And those guys, man, I mean, like people say, oh, guys are crazy to fight in a cage. No, you're crazy to surf these giant waves. Yeah. Fighting in a cage is nothing compared to do what you do.
It's a controlled area.
Man, you can literally die like all the drops, like all the waves you're catching, you can die any of that. I'm no way, man. Not for me. There's no comparison. I'd rather fight John Jones 10 times. Seriously? Yeah. I'd rather fight John Jones right now 10 times than surfing Nazareth. By far. Ugh. You know, because John Jones is going to break me in half, but probably not going to die. But in there, you can die miserable, drowned. No way.
Never be found, too.
That happened in Hawaii the other day.
Really?
Yeah, for surfer. Yeah. They never found the body. You know?
I get nervous in a bathtub.
He does.
But you know, man, one thing I think you have to sometimes I mean, of course, not being reckless, but it's always good to conquer the fear.
Yeah.
I like that. I mean, I'm really scared of sharks. Always was. You know, I think it's like I got traumatized when I was a kid. I watched Jaws.
Oh, yeah.
I used to be scared in pools. I used to jump in a pool, go under, and the song come, dun, 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 dun. So I got a little, I'm not going to lie, and was like terrified of sharks. And I will try, for sure, this year, I will try to jump on a place with sharks and swim with sharks. Because I need to conquer that fear.
It's a good idea.
Like in a cage.
No. Cage is easy. No, I'm not going to jump on a white shark. But I'm going to jump on maybe the Caribbean, that they have those sharks.
Like a nurse shark.
Like there's, I don't know how they call it. Or
like the sharks that don't bite you?
They always bite. They can always bite. But those are the ones that have there's so much like seafood for them that they leave you alone. Apparently.
Yeah, I don't think you should do that.
Man, I think I have to.
I think you got to.
I think I have to. I mean, I have to kind of like. I know a freak out. I know for a fact. But I have to not panic and be there and, okay, I did it. Just once, but at least once. I want to try to do it.
I bet you could choke one out.
Man.
You got to catch your neck, though.
They're too slippery.
You got to get their neck.
And their neck are big. I don't know.
You better train no gi a little longer.
They're like, I thought about it. I choked that dog out, actually.
Oh, really?
Oh, God.
That's possible. It's hard, but it's possible.
I bet.
On the guillotine. And they cannot even bite you. If you do the rear naked, sometimes they bite you. But the guillotine, they can bite you.
Oh, God.
I tried. I know.
Never know.
Well, I'm going to go get my dog.
He's got a 185-pound St. Bernard.
Oh, I love those dogs, man. The ones that rescue, the rescue ones.
That's what he does.
They rescue on the mountains, right? I love
this
those
one
dogs,
couldn't rescue himself from a heart attack. No, but if you choke my dog out, make sure he's completely done because we don't want him to live. No, I'm kidding.
No, I love dogs, man. I mean, I didn't choke the dog out to sleep, but I put and I could tell that he could escape. He didn't try to bite me after I let him go. It's funny.
Oh.
But I didn't put to sleep. I love dogs. I mean, dogs are the best creatures. The best creatures in the world are dogs. For me. You know.
So, wow.
Yeah, that was a lot right there.
Me and Vaughn are going to come. We're going to come to a class.
Seriously, guys. Seriously. You should.
I've got a lot of friends that do it. Mm-hmm. Like I said, my buddy Warren that goes
Mm-hmm.
through, he's been telling me he's been wanting me to come. So I was like, I want to go.
He's a pretty big guy too, Warren is.
He's a big dude. He's seen Warren.
Yeah, Warren's a big guy.
Tall guy.
He's tall.
It's not as.
I want to. Me and Vaughn should wrestle.
Yeah. See, here's.
Dude,
I don't want to wrestle.
gonna-
I want to go for the mutual respect.
Nope. But I'll mutually respect you.
And let me tell you one thing, man. Like,
Guillotine.
honestly, like, Jiu-Jitsu is pretty real and it's pretty humbling too.
I bet.
Yeah.
Like, man, I see every single day little girls choking grown-ass men, unbarring grown-ass men all the time. And they're not letting them choke.
Yeah.
It's because they are getting
They're good,
choked.
yeah.
Because the girls are just too good. I have a girl that trains and teaches with me, Andressa Sintra. She is the actual
She's a champion, right?
4-time world champion
God.
in the main division. Brother, that's probably,
Is she from Brazil?
she's from Brazil.
Yeah.
Probably just 5 guys in the gym that can handle her.
Really?
Every other guy, she destroys. And she's not huge. She's like 158.
Golly.
She's just a beast with technique.
That's an animal.
She's strong too. I mean, she's an athlete.
She's one of your trainers?
Yeah,
Well-
she's one of the main coaches there. You know, her and her husband. Her husband is like a student of mine forever. He came to live with me here in America. He was 16, so it's kind of like my son.
Yeah.
And they got married with a dress. Let me tell you, man, Jiu-Jitsu is humbling. I'm telling you, like, you see all the time very small guys destroying really big guys. It's about the technique.
Yeah.
If your size, you have good technique, then forget it.
Yeah.
But if you don't have any technique, easy prey. That's how
what
it is.
Warren told me, he's like, man, he gets choked out by people smaller than him
All the
'cause
time.
They'll wrap you up.
All the time, and he's good. Actually, he's a purple belt.
Yeah.
He's good, but it's very intriguing, man. It's pretty cool. You guys really should do it.
I do want to try it. I wanted to get my son to try it. I want to bring.
How
my
old is
son.
he?
He's 10.
Very good age.
I'd like to get him.
He's
in
going to
there.
start those things that happen. I mean, I don't care what people say, man. I'm not. Oh man, it's never going to happen. It's a different world. People film the camera, man. Yeah, there's always trouble between kids. There's always fight between kids.
Yeah.
There's always the bully. It just happens. It's human nature.
Yeah.
And the kids that train, they don't necessarily fight. It's like that confidence thing we talked about.
Yeah.
People leave them alone.
It's a life skill, though. Yeah.
Every bully and every coward hate a tough fight.
Yeah.
They like an easy fight.
Right.
If they pick on you and then they feel the fight is going to be, maybe they even beat you up and this kid's going to bring it on, they don't mess with you because they like the easy target.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's good for a kid.
Yeah.
Because if they're not the easy target, people leave them alone. And then they don't have all the traumas. Man, I deal with a lot of kids that come there traumatic. Kid cannot even go to school. It's sad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sad. And nobody should live like that.
No.
No, not at all.
You know, like some people commit suicide.
Yeah.
It's terrible. You know?
No, I definitely want to try it. I think we should Magnus a video.
Oh, set it up. Yeah, you go there in video. Yeah, set it up. You guys are gonna. It's pretty interesting, man. It's very scientific. It's very like logical. You know?
I'm intrigued by it, man. I got buddies that do it. Like I said, I've always been interested in it. I think it'd be fun to try, and I know it's a good workout for sure. I mean, it's definitely
It is. Like a lot of people see people just rolling around and say, "Is that it?" When they
It's a
do,
lot of energy.
man, so many people throw up on the first class.
That'll be me.
The other day, it happened.
Oh,
It happened
we'll
the
fight
other
naked.
day.
You fight naked.
The guy ran like poor guy. I mean, he was,
Oh,
you know,
gosh.
that movie scene. He
Spewing
made
out
it.
the
He
side.
made it, but it was a couple.
Oh, nah. See, I'm out.
You
can't
know,
do
no, but it wasn't because of jiu-jitsu. This guy did this. That's the scary part. It's not the case with you guys. Of course not. You work out, but man, like some people, they cannot even do the jumping jacks of the warm up, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
This is unhealthy. Shouldn't be a person living in this world with that bad of a physical condition, man. This is dangerous. If something happens to your health, man, these people go.
Yeah.
They don't have like any health. You know, how can you do like a couple of jumping jacks and throw up, bro?
Yeah,
There's something wrong.
Vaughn will do it.
Dude, no, that's not true. I'm actually in shape, by the way. Cardiovasculars are perfectly fine.
So you guys are gonna do great.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's what you say.
We're coming to do it.
All right.
I think we need
Deal.
to.
I just had surgery not too long ago.
I told him we're going to let you clear.
Okay.
The leg one you talked about? That's the one you're talking about?
No, I got
something else.
Surgery. Yeah, my chest.
Okay.
So maybe by the time you get back from Nicaragua and all that, we'll set some up with you.
Yeah, my number, bro.
Yeah.
Just let me know. It'll be great.
I can't wait.
So
and then the new gym when it's ready, man, that will be like a really good place to hang out. Too.
I want to be. Yeah.
You're gonna have like a lounge upstairs, so after training you can talk and there's coffee and that'll be really cool.
I'm doing
it. That'll be really cool. And you make like friends. Like seriously, I always thought about it. Like, man, like how come my best friends are from Jiu-Jitsu? Why my best friends are not from college or from the beach, from the surfing times? Like, kept thinking about it. And I think I have a theory. It's because whenever you train Jiu-Jitsu, you have to trust your partner, your life.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if they get you in a choke, if they were psychopaths or crazy people, they could kill you. If they get your arm, they're going to break your arm. They get your leg, they're going to break your leg, your shoulder, etc. So you develop a relationship with your training partner that you both trust each other's life to them, that they're not going to do that. And it never happens because you create this bond. And there's another thing too, man. People don't understand, this thing of hugging, man, and this and that. Oh, man, it's kind of look like, or whatever. The body contact, the grappling, this creates some kind of like camaraderie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And man, you see that people from all walks of life, like lawyers, like businessmen and cops, we have all kinds of students. At the end of the day, they end up the best friends or jiu-jitsu people. I think there's something to do with that.
Yeah.
Because of the trust. You really know. It's almost like the army. I have like a lot of army guys there.
Yeah.
Tons. And
the brotherhood.
They say like, man, it's very similar. They actually, I was never in the military, but they said, man, it's very similar because you have to trust each other with the life. Of course, combat, it's extreme. It's totally different animal, right? But you relate somehow. So it's pretty cool. You make friends for life, you know?
Well, like I said, that chef I had on here, Chef Holzman.
Yeah, I watched it.
He's a black belt jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah, I wanted to know from who. Because for sure I know.
Yeah, I'll ask him. I'll let you know.
He's from the East Coast, but he lives in California, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, he grew up in the East Coast, so I'm sure he was training somewhere over there.
Oh, yeah.
I know when he was on Joe Rogan, he talked about that with Rogan a lot.
Oh, okay. So because Joe Rogan's a jiu-jitsu
He's
guy
got an episode in there. They talked about it.
Yeah.
That's how I found out about that.
Joe Rogan is also a really cool guy. I know him too, yeah. Really cool guy, yeah.
That's awesome.
When I was coaching some fighters in the UFC, like when we were walking, he always gave me like a shout out. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, Draculino, my jiu-jitsu legend, this and that. This guy's amazing jiu-jitsu, blah, blah, blah. He's a really cool guy, really down to earth. I like Joe Rogan.
He seems like a down-to-earth guy.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's a very cool guy. Very cool guy, too.
So you do some, you told me when we were texting early on that you used to do some podcasting yourself? Or you do podcasts? Or you...
I do, no. I mean, I don't do my podcast. Okay, yeah. But I just go to a bunch.
You go to a bunch? Okay.
A bunch all the time. In Portuguese and in English. And I went to the biggest one a couple of months ago in Brazil, like the biggest fight podcast, the most viewed, and they invited me to. It was pretty cool, you know. So
and this is your favorite podcast so far?
It's been amazing, you know why? But let me tell you something seriously now. Because you guys are not from the field, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because you guys are like asking questions that are not the same over and over and over again.
And plus, people that listen to our show,
it tends to be boring sometimes because it's a lot of times the same thing.
Yeah.
From people from our field.
Yeah.
You know, and the last one I did actually with MMA detective, this guy Mike, he was amazing. One of the best I've ever did in English.
Really?
Yeah, because he was really, really detailed on the history. He was talking about stuff that nobody knew.
Wow.
So it was pretty cool.
I need to check that one out.
You know, it was really, really cool. The guy's super knowledgeable. And you guys are kind of like asking. You guys are more curious.
Yeah,
and that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
no, that's pretty cool.
I've learned a whole lot, honestly. You know, the how the belts and how all that stuff's like really interesting to me.
Yeah. And I'm having a great time. I love like teaching people what we do.
Yeah.
I love like a lot of people, like after years in training, I don't teach beginners anymore. I just teach the advanced. I love teaching the beginners, man. I love it. I love teaching people what we do. Tell them the reason why and helping them. I love it. I think this is like one of my favorite classes is the beginner class. You know, I really do love, you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That'd be fun, man. Like I said, I'm doing it.
He was talking about talking about trust.
We have a deal.
You got to trust me.
No. That's the thing. That's the thing. I don't.
So let's do it this. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. I promise you that you both guys gonna go there, but you're not gonna grapple each other. At least for the first time.
Oh, that scares me.
Okay, good.
We're gonna get only people who will kill you with finesse.
Oh,
You're not gonna get hurt at all. You're just gonna get dominated, and no problem.
I want to take.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now.
I want to take undress on. I think I can get her.
Let me tell you, Andressa is like.
I've been watching YouTube videos.
Like the big guy slayer.
All right, you got your sparring partner.
You know,
Okay, wait.
I'll take Magnus.
Magnus had the neck of the grappler. That's good.
He does. He
neck,
does.
like a strong neck, is one of the most important things for us. Actually, I mean, I have herniated this and all that, but having a strong neck is extremely important.
Really?
Oh yeah, extremely. Not just to defend chokes or anything, but for a lot of things, like a lot of the takedowns, the wrestling part, the neck is like vital. Like if you get hit, you don't. It's very important. You know what I mean? Guys with necks like that, they have to work out a lot because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
You know?
Great.
Your neck is okay.
Yeah,
man.
I think
your neck is good.
Okay,
neck is
so
I got a good neck.
So first time we'll grapple someone else. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then
you guys you're not gonna grapple. You're gonna first learn the basics.
Yeah.
What is Jiu-Jitsu? Like, what is it? It consists on what? We're just gonna give you a very easy class, and then we're gonna go for some situations. For example, okay, you're gonna say, Dale, you're gonna be on top of me here. You're gonna control me any way you want in grappling. Choose anything you want, and I need to get out, and I have to hold me or tap me out, and then I'll do the same on you or whoever goes with you. And then I'm gonna say like, how can I can't do that? Like, why did you do this that very easy and I can't do anything? And then we go and teach you.
How? Okay.
A simple detail. And then you go, oh wow, yeah. And then we go like, man, there's like millions of things like that in Jiu-Jitsu.
Wow.
Then, you know, like for example, people put in like that headlock, street fight headlock that everybody does. Man, you get somebody really strong and put you in the headlock, you feel like your brain's gonna explode and you're gonna get choked out. And then you're gonna see people who get stuck in there and come out in good technique. And when they put the proper one on you, you tap in like 2 seconds. It's like, what's the difference between, I'm stronger than you, so how can I use technique? You know? So it's very intriguing. And then Jiu-Jitsu training every single day is gonna be different. One day you're gonna do great. Next day, you're going to suck.
Yeah.
And then intrigues you. It's like, man, like, and you learn something different every single day. So it intrigues you. It brings you back to learn more and to figure out. And man, I sucked that day, but you know what? I'm going to come back and I'm going to do better this time because, I mean, I'm going to defend my arm a little bit better this time. It's not going to armbar me all the time like it was. And then you start to do it. It's like, yeah, that's good. And then you start to think, you know, and then it's endless. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It still intrigues me, man. It's up to this day. I've been doing this forever.
It's a journey for sure. There's no destination there, huh?
No, never ends.
Yeah.
Never ends. People, I gotta get my black belt. Man, when you get the black belts, like you actually were in the really beginning. Yeah. You know, it never stops.
So what degree are you?
Sixth
degree.
My next is a coral belt in January 26th. I'll be a 31-year black belt. And then I'm gonna get then I'm gonna be officially an old man. There's no young man coral belt. You have to be old. So it's my stamp, old. Poof.
There's no young man red belt.
Oh no, that's like almost doing the passage.
I mean,
Red belt, you're ready. Yeah.
That's like the old guy on Kill Bill.
Golly.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
That's like Jiu-Jitsu hospce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. Jiu-Jitsu hospce.
That's just like a big honor by then, right? I mean,
Man, like you guys can watch like everything is on YouTube nowadays, you know, like and you're gonna see like for example, like when Master Hobson passed, a lot of the red belts were there on the funeral, and then they're all really old, and then they're gonna be going.
Yeah,
It's
crazy.
normal.
I know.
You know, and then more people come. That's life, right? But when I see people like that, it's like a big inspiration for me. You know what I mean? Like a lifetime doing this and holding the flag. You know, it's pretty cool. You know,
That's awesome.
that is awesome.
All right. Well, when you get back from out of town, I'm gonna text you. We'll set something up.
I'll be back on the 21st.
Okay, I'm putting my calendar. I want to get with you because I think this will be fun.
We go there with Warren. Like
Get your mind right.
We're gonna try to see like with Warren. Maybe he can be there with you.
I told Warren.
Yeah, he can go with you.
I told
Yeah.
Warren. I said, hey, the day I talked to him about this, and he said he'll get with you, and we'll be the same day.
That will be going the same day. It's a lot of fun. We're gonna give you a gift for you to wear there and all that. Don't worry about anything. Just go there to have fun.
Okay.
And have
Magnus will be there.
Magnus the
I'm gonna put you in arm like when you're
recorder. We maybe can get him behind the camera and try some too. No, you're not gonna get hurt. That's the thing. You're not gonna get hurt. That's the beauty of the thing. You know, like there's no such thing. It's just a fun thing. You know, it's just you can get hurt. Don't get me wrong, but you're not gonna get hurt in the first class.
Yeah.
Gonna treat you with all the finesse that you guys deserve.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
VIP train.
I
like
love
it.
that.
I can't
Don't
wait.
worry about it. I
I'm
guarantee
not wearing
you.
any clothes.
He's gonna go there like old school, like Brazilian speedos.
No,
You're
absolutely.
gonna say, "Hey, I'm ready."
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
God.
doing it.
Oh, hey, before we leave, do you have any? I think I read you have a certain guard or something that you
Oh, spider guard.
bodyguard. Okay.
A lot of people know me for this kind of guard. Guard. I mean, for the audience, guard is when you fight from your back with your legs and your hips when you're on the bottom. So, if you see Royce Gracie fighting back in the day, that's all he did.
He's on the ground.
He was with the back, and people like who don't understand about jiu-jitsu don't understand how this guy on the back and beating people. I mean, he should be getting beat, you know. So the spider guard is one kind of guard that you control the sleeves and you have your feet on the biceps. And there's a lot, like tons of submissions, reversals, and defenses to be doing from there. I did not invent, for the record. A lot of people think I was the pioneer. No, I wasn't. I copied Renzo Gracie, Master Renzo Gracie, back in the early 80s because I saw him doing it.
Yeah.
I started to play with that, and in competitions, I started to add my own thing to it.
Okay.
So I was very well known to be one of the first to do in competition.
Okay.
So that's why people think, but no, I didn't create anything. I didn't invent anything. I was just good at it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's just a tool.
Just a tool. One of the many, but I was good at it when I started to do it. That's it. That's all.
Awesome.
I'm not the creator. I'm not. Some people, I hate that, man. Some people, I invented that. And I know it wasn't.
Yeah.
And they, just for marketing purposes, I said, man, just shut up, man.
Yeah.
Say the truth. People practice martial arts all their lives to be honorable, to say the truth, and go and like, I don't get it, man. All these years of training, they didn't learn nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, man.
You
I
got anything
definitely appreciate you coming in.
yeah, this
Thank
has
you,
been
guys.
this has been a fun one because one, I want to know about it. Which, like I said, we're truly peculiar about it. We
Yeah.
want to. We're just inquisitive about what it is. So I'm excited to talk to you, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
And I can't
Thank
wait.
you, Magnus.
Magnus?
I like the name. Name is amazing.
Yeah,
Magnus.
He is. That's his fighting name.
yeah.
Should be. Should be.
I'm so proud right now.
Magnus the neck man.
Oh, big neck
Oh,
Magnus.
strong. neck.
Magnus Iron Neck.
Oh, I'm gonna get you a guillemot with that on the back.
Him too.
Iron Neck between.
No, we're gonna do it. A pink one.
Ooh, yeah.
But yeah, man, we appreciate
one.
it. Have a safe trip to Mexico and
Thank you,
Nicaragua.
guys. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it, man. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
League City rules.
Yes.
City, man. Yeah. All right, man.
See ya.
Thanks.
Thank